Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sheen.
I'm Johnny.
This is Think Harder. We just changed our scenery. We're not in the typical studio today. There's more fresh air, and there's all this coronavirus
In your house?
in my house. So we decided to get some fresh air. We're outside on our patio right here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about coronavirus part 2 since that's
the hot topic right now.
Can't get enough of coronavirus these days.
Yeah, this is it. This is all we're going to deal with 24/7.
Yeah. So the last time we shot coronavirus it was last week, right?
Yeah, last week, but
So
there
it's
wasn't
been-
any. I don't think there was any major shutdown at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's like no major shutdown.
A lot of things happen in 1
yes,
week.
yeah, in 1 week. Especially for me, like Friday just got real. Like
Uh-huh.
at work, I walked in. The entrance was different. I'm like, where are all the people? They were, not letting anybody in.
Yeah.
There had one entrance for the patients, one entrance for staff,
Uh-huh.
workers. I'm like, what's going on?
They took your temperature when you walked in.
No, actually it didn't. But I think they were. I think they were doing to the.
Okay.
Which kind of surprised me. I don't know why they didn't.
Everyone had to get a rectal temperature.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But
Bend over, everyone. Let's see if you have a fever.
yeah, I thought it was kind of weird, but I gotta comply. And then it just got real. They were talking about canceling surgeries, only doing like emergency surgery.
Okay.
There's a shortage of blood.
Yeah.
And next thing, people are texting saying, "Hey, all the foods are going out of our markets." I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" This one guy, he's a very panicky guy. He comes in, "No more gas." I'm like, "What?"
No more gas.
And he's a very panicky guy that I work with, and he had some type of coronavirus in the past.
Yeah.
Like one of those past. Not the deadly ones, whatever. He's prone to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize this, but like a lot of even I think the common cold or one of the common colds. It's a type of coronavirus.
Yeah. So they're different types. So yeah, people just panicking, and one guy's like, "Man, I don't want to be one of those guys that buy a million toilet paper."
Yeah.
But if it's gonna be like this, I have to be panicking. Like I have no choice. And the toilet paper thing really confused me. Like I was very confused why there were
we
people.
talked about it last time. It's like, well, I mean.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
You still have a shower, right?
Yeah. Technically, I don't have toilet paper at home right now. Like, I was one of those. I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But,
Then you went today and there was no toilet paper.
There's no toilet paper. I was like, all right, I guess.
Well, I got some. I'll sell you for $50.
Oh yeah, it ain't gonna work. I grew up without toilet paper, so we know how to use it with
Just
water.
Water, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right. That's the best way. Like.
Yeah, it cleans the hell out of it. You can just smell it, and it's just fresh clean. There's
The Japanese do that too.
Really? Oh, they have the fancy.
The high-tech fancy toilets. Shoot a warm jet stream of water right up in.
Yeah.
On target every time.
Yeah, and apparently it sings and all that kind of. They take pictures too. Is that rumor or is that somebody joking?
I think that's probably the bonus special model.
Oh really? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of creepy if they take a picture of it. I mean, I guess if your face is not there, who's gonna know? That's your a-hole,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I remember that one.
Yeah. I guess it could happen. You never know.
All right. So getting off topic. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand what the toilet paper whole deal is, but I think like last time we said it's like if you see other people buying it, you're like, oh man,
You just want to do it, right?
I want to be part of the crowd. I better get some too.
Yeah, I saw a funny meme. It's like all these scientists in the biohazard suit. They're like, man, all these people are all dead, but their assholes are really nice and clean, or their asses are very nice and clean.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. Yeah.
The people in the future studying this.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Yeah. So it's very strange, but it also gives you a sense, like when you see someone else doing something, like what does he know that I don't know?
Right, yeah.
So your instinct's like, well, they're buying toilet paper. There must be a reason.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the cure.
I don't know. Yeah, humans are.
Yeah.
I think a lot of humans are followers.
Yeah.
If you see, like I said, if you see somebody doing something, you just want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And you technically, if you just think about it logically, it probably doesn't make sense. I mean, like.
Yeah.
I understand if you buy canned food and water, I guess, but I mean, still, tap water is fine to drink.
That's what I was gonna say. They're not gonna shut down
probably
water.
90% of the country it is, technically.
Yeah, or just boil it,
Yeah, or boil it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
But do you think it's overreaction? Like what they're doing? What do you think?
So I mean, like last week, I was more on the side of like, it's kind of an overreaction.
Yeah.
But like now, I'm kind of thinking I'm not afraid of getting coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like I'm not afraid because I understand like the numbers are reported are so scary.
Yeah.
But like when you take it into context and you just really rationalize it, like
Yeah.
you're still far more likely to get the regular flu.
Yeah.
And like I haven't had the flu probably had it twice in my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's like statistically, you're unlikely to get this virus.
Yeah. I mean, I think now it's more though, right? I think the statistic has changed now. I think
It's more, yeah, but I think it's still less than the flu, because I mean the flu is like at least.
Well, I guess maybe the death rate. I think it's the death rate that changes. Yeah.
Well, I mean the flu is an infection of
Yeah.
in the United States. I think it's like at least 100 to 200,000
Yeah.
of regular flu, and then
Yeah.
within that, it's like 20 to 30,000 per year of deaths
Yeah.
for the regular flu.
Yeah.
And for the coronavirus, I mean, I don't know what the current numbers are. It's
Yeah.
definitely less than 200,000 of infections in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I think the highest they're predicting maybe 150. Actually, no. I think didn't the guy just say like maybe 150 million people might be infected?
Wow, they
That's
might.
What, yeah, that's what he was saying. So I think we might have to look that up. I think it statistic might have changed.
Yeah, you're more likely to get the coronavirus than the regular flu.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might have changed
Okay.
the stat, or maybe it's the you're more likely to die from it. I think.
Uh-huh.
Than like regular flu. And also like it's a new, so you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Is it gonna spike up like all of a sudden like really crazy? Can't stop it. It
Right.
tastes like crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
think,
so
you
I mean,
know.
the unknown is also one of the things that I'm starting to think about, because like, yeah, you might get it and recover, but
Yeah.
nobody knows like 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
Does this affect your lungs so much that
Yeah.
if you're more likely to get a future disease because you had this virus before?
Yeah.
Like nobody knows that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of
That's
unknowns.
just the future.
It's a lot of unknowns.
Or future cancers because of this virus. 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
mean-
cancers that happen because of other viruses.
Yeah.
So like that unknown kind of adds something that I never thought about before.
Yeah, so there's a lot of definitely fear because of the unknown.
Yeah.
But the reaction I think is correct. Now I think about it, you want to keep the curve low.
Right.
I
Right,
think
so-
if we were overly cautious now, I feel like if we were overly cautious in the beginning, even more, it probably wouldn't have hit the U.S.
Right.
Uh,
So yeah, I mean, I'd rather everyone be more precautious.
Yeah.
And like just go out less.
Yeah.
And then we could probably get it over with in the
Yeah.
next 1 to 2 months.
Yes.
Versus everyone just be like, it's fucking fine. We're just gonna go out
Yeah.
and party, and we're
Yeah.
gonna go to the NBA game. We're gonna do everything.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like a 6-month thing or a year thing.
Year thing, yes,
Or like it
exactly.
just never goes away.
Eventually it'll go away, but do you want it to go away quick? Then
Yeah.
this is the way to go.
Right.
If you don't want it to go quick, then
Right.
yeah, it's
and then,
gonna be a
I think that's just statistically and just logically thinking, it just makes sense,
makes
right?
sense. But the problem is the economy, right? So it's like people, they can't miss work. There's so many people, they are living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
missing one day of work. It's just they can't afford it. They don't have PTOs. They don't have sick time.
Right.
Especially if you work for smaller companies and they don't give you PTOs.
Right.
They can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and in that situation, that's why I think the federal government needs to step in.
Yeah.
And say like, okay, we're going to come together as one nation, provide care for your children if your
Yeah.
parents are like nurses or
Nurses,
doctors
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like to come together and be like, okay, because we're talking about
Yeah.
if you close school down, then what do the nurses do? I mean,
They have kids
They
and
have
stuff,
kids. What are
yeah.
they going to do with their kids? They have
Yeah.
if they take time off of work.
Yeah.
And then like.
Who cares?
Then you're short nurses, and we
Yeah.
already have a shortage of nurses in the United States. So
Yeah.
so like that's like when I think the federal government needs to step in and say like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is our
Yeah.
plan. And it's like, you're the wealthiest country in the world.
Yeah.
You have 320 million people or whatever it is currently.
Yeah.
You should have kind of like a basic plan about what would happen if this type of thing occurs,
Yeah.
right? And it should encompass
Yeah.
what we're going to do with the healthcare workers.
Yes.
That they have to work, but everything else is shut down.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
I always thought there was. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
not as
everything's like
efficient,
everyone's like scrambling like what are we going to do, right?
Yeah, it's kind of that's a head scratcher. Like if Andrew Yang's plan was around, like everybody gets $1,000 a month, even if you miss, you still have that $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
So it would not be a big issue.
Yeah, it'll kind of buffer you a little bit at least.
Yeah.
So you're still getting some income.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, so that's why I think, that's when the federal government has to step in and
Yeah.
and like, okay, listen guys, we're all going to shut down.
Yeah.
You could just think if this progresses to 6 months,
Yeah.
you're worried about the economy.
Yeah.
Think about 6 months of this,
Oh, yeah.
how the economy's going to do.
It'll be
I mean,
tanky, yeah.
you could cut interest rates down to zero that they
Yeah.
cut today, or was it yesterday?
Yeah,
I mean,
still.
you could keep on cutting it, but
Yeah.
if this thing keeps on dragging on for 6 months, it's going to be worse. Rather than just everything, slow it down,
Yeah.
and let's try to get rid of it faster.
So you're a market guy. So why not pause the whole market right now? Pause it. And
Yeah,
then-
that's one of the things that could happen if it's, because there's rules in the market.
Yeah.
Like if the stock market drops too much, they'll stop the market.
Yeah.
And like it happened, I think on last week. I think it was on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like it was dropping so much that they paused the market. And
Yeah.
like there's rules. If it drops a certain amount, they'll pause it for 15 minutes. If
Yeah.
it keeps on dropping, they'll pause it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And if it keeps on dropping more, they'll close it for the day.
Yeah.
And so
But how long can you close it for? Is that, I mean, for me, like, why not close it until this whole thing is over? Like,
Yeah,
how
so I
does
mean, if it
affect
gets
you?
worse, I totally think that they will close it.
Yeah.
For they just close the market for sure.
But this is a time you need big government. When
Mm-hmm.
you're in a chaos like this, that's the only solution, is to have a big government, and you also have to listen to your officials.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that's why China was able to contain a lot of things, because people are very
Yeah, I mean, 'cause-
obedient of the government
Yeah,
over there. Yeah.
it's like they said, we're going to close this down. I don't care about your
Yeah.
job. I don't care about anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's a lot harder in our society because people, everyone has their rights and their says
Yeah,
and
their opinions and
yeah.
whatnot. But that's the problem. I feel like now with the whole social media, like, everyone has opinions.
Yeah.
You know, before, like, you talk a lot of BS, a lot of conspiracy, stays in the dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
It never, like, goes to, Tom in Tennessee, Joe in,
Right.
New York.
Yeah, everyone has a platform.
Even I was getting
Even
so
we
many,
have a platform.
Yeah, we have a platform, right? Yeah, like, we're nobodies.
We're two nobodies.
And talking about coronavirus, what
Yeah.
to do, we're acting like we're experts.
influencing the whole 10 people that watch this.
Yeah, 10 or 3 people that watches this. So a lot of people are saying, people that are, extreme to the right, they're saying, oh, this is all created to make Trump look bad. This is right before election. All of a sudden there's a virus comes in and you got to shut down everything, markets collapsing, this is all planned.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I personally don't think the market's closing down makes him look bad.
Yeah.
What I think makes him look bad is the way he's reacting to it, the
Yeah.
way he talks, what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes him look bad, and that's totally up to his control.
Yeah.
But like, the virus is out of his control. Like,
Yeah.
I don't blame him for the virus. I don't
Yeah.
blame him for the market going down.
Yes.
But I do blame him for saying these things that are untrue, are like not fully true. The
Yeah.
things that he said. I mean, like, he was saying, like, in the very beginning when this whole happened, and he was saying, like, oh, this is just another flu.
Yeah.
It's only like 15 people, and
Yeah.
they're going to be fine. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I understand. Maybe you're trying to make everybody feel better.
Yeah.
But if it's clearly not true, and you saw what happened
Yeah.
in China, and you saw what's happening in Italy,
Yeah.
just think logically. If 15 people have in the United States,
Yeah.
it's going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah, for sure. I
That's-
think part of the problem is, like, we're so divided as a country. Even in the reporters, way they're asking questions, it's very, like, aggressive. Like, oh, what do you think? Did you get a test done?
Right.
And I feel like he's one of those, like, he talks back. He's
Yeah.
he's never been one of those, like, oh, let's be courteous, calm down.
Right. Well, I think,
Yeah.
but that goes both ways because
Yeah.
he's not really courteous and nice from the very beginning to
Yeah.
to the media and to the reporters.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you get what you dish out.
Exactly, that's true. And at the same time, like, someone has to be mature. I feel the media, in a way, too, has always been.
Yeah. Well, in that,
Maybe
in that
paranoid, but-
situation, I
yeah.
would think it's the president
Yeah,
that needs to be mature.
It needs to be the higher.
I mean,
yeah,
I mean, this is just a reporter. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's
he means
true.
nothing. He's actually,
Yeah.
you're the president.
Yeah. Also, I feel like the media has changed too. Like, everything is chaotic, everything is panicking, and then there's like a real panic.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
don't
then-
believe it. Like, oh, here he goes.
Right.
I-
So yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, if you remember when 2020 started, I think, oh, it's gonna be World War III. This is it. This is all hell going down, and then the
Yeah, so-
Australian wildfire. Oh, this is it. Global warming has happened. This is
Right.
taking over. So there's always a panic. you know,
yeah,
and
but
then,
that's because it sells
Yeah.
ads, it sells newspapers, it sells
yeah. So
it keeps you glued to the screen, and at the end, it's not only news, it's also entertainment.
Yeah. So now, like, do you blame some of the people not able to believe it? Like, especially, like, you're, political wise, you're more to the right, and most media are to the left. That's not a secret. And then they're always trying to scare you and trying to tell you everything's all going to hell. Every single thing is, obviously climate is changing. It's getting warmer. There are statistics out there. Remember 2020? Oh, ice is gonna be gone, and I go, hey, the media told us it's all gonna be gone, and blah blah blah. And there's still ice there. So you don't tend to not to believe them. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of important to report on facts. What about the whole panic about buying food? You think it's legit? Like, you think we might run out of food if this continues for a month?
No, I
or...
don't think. I mean, there's plenty of food in this country.
Yeah, I mean, I went back to the groceries today. I mean, they're pretty much restocked,
Yeah,
most,
I mean,
except for
they're-
toilet paper.
Yeah.
The one thing I
You're
need.
out of luck with that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
still good.
I mean, I think the food situation is going to be fine. I mean, just kind of. I mean, it's not like this is happening, and we didn't we didn't see into the future. Like in this
Yeah.
situation, like we saw into the future
Yes.
because it happened in China, and it happened like so. We're probably like 1 or 2 weeks behind what's happening in Italy now.
Yes.
So like that's what I don't get about this current government is like you saw what happened there.
Yeah.
So why were you not taking precautions and have things planned and
Yeah.
and things?
Maybe you think
in
it just
place?
happened too fast, and they weren't expecting it to happen this fast.
I just really think that they weren't expecting it to come here. Period.
Yeah.
Or like spread.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
the
I
United
mean,
States just people travel too much here. We're just too connected to everybody.
I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
it's going to be here.
The United States is very spread out, except for, like, LA, New York, Chicago.
Well, the cities.
Yeah, like the big cities.
Yeah.
But overall, it's pretty spread out compared to a lot of the European nations. So I feel like hopefully, should be easier to control.
It's in pretty much it's in 51 states right now.
Oh yeah, I think I read that. Even Hawaii, right? Hawaii has
Yep.
it. I think Hawaii, even Alaska too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's in Montana too.
Every 51 states except West
Wow.
Virginia.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hmm.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Um,
Even though you're young and you're more likely to probably not catch it,
Yeah.
or even if you do, you'll recover fast from it.
Yeah.
But I would say two things is like one
Yeah.
is like, okay, you catch it and you recover from it,
Yeah.
but really nobody knows the future. Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
this could, because you had it and your lungs were affected by it. You
Yeah.
don't know what will happen in the future if you catch another lung disease.
Yeah.
You could be taken down by the second disease
Yeah.
because your lung is already damaged from this first
Heart
virus.
disease. Yeah, I mean, there's so many unknown. Also, I was reading somewhere, or maybe I was hearing somewhere that, they say it doesn't affect young people, etc. But that's a statistic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still some people that are young, they're healthy, you could die.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee that you're healthy, you're young, you're
Right.
not going to get it.
Yeah.
There's still a chance you might get it and you could die.
Right.
I mean, statistic is just a number overall. but
Overall number, right?
You could be that, 0.01%.
Yeah. Sucks for you.
Yeah, sucks for you. So don't take it, lightly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm young. I think I can do whatever
Right,
I
I'm
want.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is like I said also earlier, is like you don't know what will happen in the future.
Yeah.
Because I mean there are viruses that people have, and then that leads to cancers.
Yeah.
So you don't know if this could lead to a future cancer, like a lung
Yeah.
cancer.
Oh, that would suck. Yeah.
Nobody knows that. You don't want to be like 40 years down the line and you'd be like,
Yeah, what happened,
yeah, just because I didn't take things seriously and
Yeah,
and,
I mean, there's viruses that are dormant. You could have a latent TB.
Right. Yeah.
It shows up later on. So,
Right.
there's a lot of unknowns. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But
the other thing is also it's like you also got to think about, okay, so you get it, you're young, you recover from it,
Yeah.
but you're probably also now spreading it to other people.
Yeah.
And like, okay, well you spread it to somebody else that doesn't recover.
yeah,
It's technically because of you
that
that was like not as careful and
Yeah.
you're just going about your business, still going out and,
Yeah.
and doing what you normally do.
I
And
think
just
that's what
not-
happened in like South Korea. I think I was reading an article like patient 31. So
Mm-hmm.
they had all these patients, but the 31 person that had the flu, I mean, she was going everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single going to
Right.
church, going to this, going to
Right.
that, and then she's the one that was just
Spreading it everywhere.
spreading the hell out of it.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, you kind of also basically think of your fellow man. It's like maybe you're going to be fine from it, but
Yeah.
that other person that
Also, like you
Probably
could
not.
have it and not show the symptoms, and then I mean, hanging out with people. I'm hanging out with you, hanging out with a couple
Yeah.
of friends. I talked to my parents all day today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all of a sudden I finds out I have it. Then like I didn't know I had it.
yeah, I didn't know. I swear.
I mean, did you like stock up with your food and everything? Or are you one of those? Or
We just bought our kind of normal stuff. We have
yeah,
plenty of food. I mean, regardless if this happened or not, we always have food.
yeah. I feel like I was talking to somebody. They were also making fun. Yeah, I came with these people that are buying all this toilet paper. Then I went to the garage. They had all this toilet paper. It's like, wait a minute. You told me like you're making fun of them at the same time.
Yeah, well, he's probably selling them then.
Yeah, probably. Like, hey, I'm not worried. Or just to fit in, don't feel awkward. Like, yeah, I didn't buy those toilet papers.
Yeah, how'd that get there?
Yeah, how do I get there?
Yeah, well, I mean, like some of the people that are like that one guy that was like buying all the hand sanitizers
Yeah.
and toilet paper, and he was like price gouging it on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And Amazon cut him off.
Yeah,
And then now he's like had all this supply that he can't sell.
yeah. Sending time.
The federal government pumped 1.5 trillion dollars
Yeah.
into the economy,
Yeah,
and that's just to keep the stocks from tumbling more than they did.
Yeah.
And so like to keep companies afloat, keep business running,
Yeah.
essentially. So you had 1.5 trillion dollars to dump into the economy, but you didn't have that money to get more tests ready, to
Yeah.
have preparations ready.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe this so much, but like, there, the reports are saying the mask, healthy people don't need to wear masks. It doesn't really help. But I mean, I just look at what South Korea was doing, what Japan is doing, what China was doing, and like everyone was wearing masks, and
Yeah.
it seems like their numbers are starting to go down.
Yeah.
And I mean, just logically thinking, I mean, no, it's not 100% perfect.
but at least it's something.
At least it's something. It's just
Yeah.
like common sense.
Yeah, it's common sense. Without a mask versus mask, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, just look at the numbers. If we want to do numbers, I mean, I
Yeah.
just think.
I think they're
logically-
saying that it's because like the healthcare professionals are running out of masks. Because
Right.
ordinary people are buying it.
Yeah,
So
but
I feel like they need it more than ordinary people
Right,
do.
so
But don't,
bits-
just say the truth. you
Just
know?
yeah, so exactly. So just say the truth. Don't tell me a mask doesn't
Help, yeah,
help.
yeah.
All right. So I mean, that's the one of the things that like leads people to not want to trust you.
Yes, exactly.
And the other thing is like you saw this coming. You know, ramp up mask production. I don't know,
Yeah.
do something. I mean, we're the richest country in the world. You can't make enough masks for everybody.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't take it seriously. you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
At first, yeah. This thing's like, yeah, I think it's the type of government we have now. I think Republican government is more, you know, like,
We'll see what happens.
yeah, we'll see it happen. I think, and there's wisdom to it. You know, sometimes people do overreact. You know, sometimes their little catastrophe happens, or you know, like a big tornado happens. You're like, oh, everybody should have a shelter. Everybody, you know.
Yeah.
And then you create a law, and then think it's expensive, and
Yeah.
then you know there's regulation, and just you know things get bigger, just because of one incident. Even at work, you know, sometimes one incident happens, someone has to write a report. Now you have to go through this, you have to do that, and
Right.
it becomes all complicated.
Right.
So there's wisdom behind it, but when it comes to pandemic and stuff like that, it's
Well, I mean, my
you gotta
argument
change your
is-
mindset. You can't be so like
yeah. Well, my argument is like you saw what happened.
yeah.
Like in China, it happened at the end of December, and it didn't really hit us until beginning of March. So it's like you had more than 2 months ahead. You saw what happened,
Yeah.
and you know, and like I said, Italy was a few weeks ahead of us. So like you saw what's going on, and you didn't think that would happen here.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so even if you're not showing the symptoms, that's the thing. If you're not showing the symptoms, you're not gonna say, "Hey, test me."
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of people were showing symptoms, but
Yeah.
they weren't specific. You know, I guess specific enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
they
this is
were-
a tricky one though. This is a you know it's a hard to. I mean, they definitely should have done something for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a you know it's because you not have symptoms, and it's you know sometimes people get sick all the time. But that's the thing. Like you don't think about it. They won't think, oh man, do I have this? You know.
I think in our society, like most people are not going to go to the hospital if they don't feel like
Something's
Something's
really-
wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong.
like
yeah.
we're like our society is not like, oh, let me go to the hospital
Yeah.
because I want to just make double sure.
I want to
we're
spend $5,000.
I think we're kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh man, if I go to the hospital, it means like something actually is wrong.
Yeah.
For
Also,
most-
like people are hesitant to go to hospital. If you go to hospital, I'll have a surprise $5,000 bill
Right. Yeah.
later on. So
Yeah.
I think that makes you you know.
Well, yeah. Well, now supposedly like the testing
Yeah.
is going to be covered.
Actually, I don't know if you're watching the debate between Bernie and
Yeah.
Joe Biden. I was watching a little bit before I came over here. That's one of the topic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And Bernie pointed out, it's like, oh, they say it's free, and there's always a loophole, you know. And then next thing you know, you get this sudden bill, blah blah blah. I'm not sure how the bill is written. I think I read it somewhere, and it's not supposed to be a surprise bill.
Mm-hmm.
But someone I knew on Facebook commented that he went in for the like he had some flu. He just went in just to check himself out,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like he just had a flu that wasn't a coronavirus flu, just a regular flu.
Yeah.
And his bill was $1,700. So like you know, like you go in, it's not a coronavirus flu, it's some other flu, and then it's you know
Yeah. You'd be
maybe
like-
that test kit that they used to check his flu
Mhm.
that was free, but he still went and used others. So there's always a loophole in our medicine, you know. To
Yeah,
charge
they'd be
you.
like, I only want the coronavirus test. Don't give me any other test.
Yeah, anything else, let me die. I just don't want to die with corona. Yeah.
All right, that's all for today. That's everything we have to say about coronavirus. Hopefully,
Hopefully-
we don't have to do a number 3.
Yeah, hopefully this is it. We're
Yeah.
like, next thing, like, hey, I got toilet paper. We're all good.
We're all good.
Yeah.
Or be like, we'll back here next week, and
Yeah.
we are all shut down, and everything. The only thing we could do is just record videos. Can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like our video, please give a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Later.